We've seen a couple of upsets. We've seen some routine victories for the likes of Beau Greaves and Fallon Sherrock, Lisa Ashton. But now
25.
we have a complete contrast of styles on this board.
Outside.
Because the
Kirsi
very
will start
rapid Katie Sheldon takes on the more methodical Kirsi Viinikainen, the winner of one of these Women's Series events, of course, back in March last year,
26.
where she got the better of Fallon Sherrock in the final. And as a result of the way she was playing, made her
100.
debut at the Women's Match Play in 2025. And when it comes to the race for 2026, to make it back to the Winter Gardens in Blackpool, well, she's currently sat just outside
80.
the spots in 9th. But there are a lot of positives for her, because above her, Aileen de Graaf not entered these
60.
tournaments this weekend. Rhiannon O'Sullivan and Angela Kirkwood, who have both been eliminated without adding to their tally. So a win here and she'll be level on 1,600 with those two. And if she can have a deeper run,
36.
she could end this first event of 4 this weekend inside those places. So opportunity knocks for Kirsi Viinikainen, but she is up against a player in
81.
Katie Sheldon, who has a very high ceiling herself.
Got to admit, it was a bit of an eyebrow raiser for myself when I saw Viinikainen outside of the positions. Yeah. Coming into this, looked at the race for the women's match play and thought an opportunity here for her maybe to extend her position, but just outside, knocking on the door at the moment, and as you mentioned, just a win away from putting herself 54. In where you'd expect her to be, but that win's not going to come easy here. Katie Sheldon, who has her own battle herself here in this game. As a quick play, you just want to get on with things, you want to get to the Yoki very quickly. Viinikainen a little bit more methodical, which will mean Katie Sheldon really has to manage this game. You find yourself just coming out of the flow a little bit, wanting to get to the Yoki too quick. Which then, ultimately, the problem is you're almost addressing the Yoki with the dart already in the hands.
Not the most convincing attempts. Double 19 there. Wonder whether she'll opt to go straight 45. For it again here, or maybe split it. She's just looking across at the score. Going straight for it again. It'll be double 16.
22. $55. Game shot.
Eventually, at the 5th time of asking, Kirsi Viinikainen does manage to take the opening leg. But you mentioned the 55. Contrast of speeds in this one. It's not really impacted Katie Sheldon too much in the past. She has won 3 of their 4 encounters. But also, do you feel, I think with youngsters 68. In the game in particular now, they're more adept at dealing with it just because they play so many different competitions, so many different tournaments at different standards, and you've got, you know, players at completely different levels coming up against each other, not just their style. So I do feel like youngsters now, it's less of an issue for them. I know Luke 97. Littler, he can deal with anything anyway, but he's a prime example. He's just not fazed by the challenge of facing slower players, and many youngsters, I feel, are that 85. Way inclined.
Oh, for sure. What you're describing there is experience. And there's so much opportunity now to gather experience and good experience. But we've also got to look at how the world of darts is changing over time as well. It's 40. Not just about going out and getting as much experience as possible and play tournaments. There's also a lot of passing on of knowledge now. There's academies.
60.
There's coaches. There's a lot of content that can be absorbed now across the internet where you can get some really good education out there as well. So yes, I think the increase of experience is a valuable asset, but so is the increase of
43.
educational content out there as well. That is really, really benefiting the younger players.
45.
Got a number of other last 32 matches in action. Janine Goff 2-1 up on Dieter Hedman.
140.
Denise Cassidy 3-0 up on Noah Lynn van Leuven. That could be the biggest shock so far. Tops for Katie Sheldon.
96.
Averaging 90 at the moment in that game as well. Good performance.
And that's something else about Kirsi. Rightly so. She won't be rushed into making a decision. She'll make sure she's got things right, which is, of course,
73.
well within her rights to do, and it prevents any errors.
I get that. But it does pose a question
Game
mark for
shot.
me as Katie Shelton levels things up here in this game. Kirsi has thrown at the treble 19, hit the target she was throwing for, and then didn't know what was left. Shouldn't she have worked that out before she got to the board?
100.
I'd get it if she missed the target and it was like I worked it out as if I was going to hit it, but when you've hit what you are throwing for, why is that the point you then need to
81.
work it out? And that just again breaks that rhythm. Not that she relies on it too much, but just a questionable play.
43.
And I would say
44.
that is something we're noticing quite a lot with the women's series between the players. When you're looking at the chasing pack, the people that are rivaling the Fallon Sherricks, the Gemma Haters, the Bo Greaves,
59.
what is missing? I would say a bit of board management from what we're seeing so far here.
Yep.
56.
And you can learn that quite easy. You don't need to be on the board practicing hours on end.
$33.
Bo Greaves and Robin Byrne already through to the last 16.
59.
Bo with a 4-0 win. Dropped just one leg so far en route to the last 16. That was against Rhiannon O'Sullivan in the second round.
140.
It's all playing out as expected so far, isn't it? No real surprises yet.
Yeah, and a reminder
41.
that Bo Greaves has won the last 13 women's series events. Kirsi Viinikainen, of course, looking this weekend to win her second.
94. $60.
Fallon Sherrick's finding a bit of form though, isn't she? She's probably going to have a bit of a play in this one. Open target now though for Viinikainen.
No
I felt like that first start was sat perfectly for the double 16. Ends up finding it a dart too late and breaks, but
60.
got time on the side, completely outscoring Katie Sheldon here, who's not quite playing as expected.
No.
Looking a little bit flustered back there at the moment.
Yeah, she's not looked overly comfortable in this one, has she, up to this point? This isn't very comfortable for Viinikainen.
16.
For a steal, for a break.
$42.
One thing I do like about Sheldon, though, she has got a good temperament, hasn't she?
Game shot.
She'll feel like that's a huge opportunity missed. She doesn't really seem to let it get to her
100.
a great deal. She's just straight back to the board. Starts again.
You can get in that mode, that habit where you try too much.
97.
You try different things. I'll grip it a little bit differently. I'll stand slightly different on the yoki, and then you just confuse yourself.
180.
Ultimately, you just got to believe in the things that get you to these points. Just
Okay.
trust the process.
Katie Sheldon piles in a max there. And Kirsi
180.
Viinikainen responds. Lovely grouping. But I can tell you, we do have our biggest shock of the day so far.
140.
Noelyn van Leuven has been eliminated. Defeated by Denise Cassidy 4-1.
$60.
Look at this leg from Katie Sheldon. Potentially 11 darter there. Will be
Game
more
shot.
than happy with a 12. A statement of intent, and certainly backing up that point you was making, that she can just keep driving forward.
Well, yeah, she'll have been so disappointed with the way that the previous leg had unfolded. You could see her just tapping her head, her darts against her head.
85.
But she didn't let it fester. She dealt with it in the right way, responding with a 12 dart hold of throw.
58.
Problem is, Viinikainen's been
23.
around a long time. She's had things like that done against her on many occasions. And she will just continue.
27.
Sometimes you can have a big leg like that against a player, and it can deal not just the physical blow of winning a leg, but a psychological blow as well. For Viinikainen, there's none of that, and that dart is so inviting. Just how she likes it to be, on the
140.
bottom of the wire, due to that flat angle of entry of the dart. Just stack and build on top of it.
60.
Looks like she's going to return the favour.
Be impressive if she does this in 12. Not gonna happen. Look how far back Sheldon is in this leg. Just undoes all that
43.
momentum, doesn't it? All that work you'd done to get yourself back on level terms.
58.
And it all just unravels.
It just gives her that feeling of uncertainty as well. The
74.
uncertainty coming from the nature of, am I going to go out in 12 or am I going to go out in 30? Like,
Yeah.
you just don't know.
80. $27.
Yeah, but all the good things we've said about Kirsi Viinikainen, at times her finishing hasn't been overly convincing, has it? It's left quite a bit to be desired.
21.
Well, luckily she's got plenty of time here. That can sometimes get a bit tricky. No problems there. Smack bang in the middle.
Game shot.
Beautiful finish. You tend to find when you're struggling a little bit on your doubles, you like those little mini combinations.
45.
And Janine Goff, you picked her out as one to watch at the start of the day. She's beaten Dieter Hedman 4-2 through to the last 16. What a story we could have developing there.
60.
We just saw here on the streamer board both Gemma Hayter and Jade Goffard. Jade 2-0 up. on Gemma Hayter. Jade really did play well against the darts there, didn't she? A few 15 dart legs, or 141 check out, a maximum. She's shown what she's
140.
capable of. And now looking to do it against one of the sport's elite.
66.
Do you know what as well? I think it would be really important for the women's series this year to have somebody like that start to break through, start to ask more
100.
questions of the established pros. If we could have that next batch of youngsters
100.
starting to come through and push through and make life difficult for players who've sometimes had it all their own way. I think that's really, really important. That's the main thing I think we need to see from this tour in 2026.
Yeah, it's the story we're waiting for now, isn't it? We've got a lot of debutantes here.
39.
We've got a lot of people that haven't played a lot of events, so we could see that start to emerge here. But it's one of the familiar faces in Viinikainen,
45.
who's looking good to book a place here in the last 16. Inviting.
30.
Not able to use it. She's going to be back with a clear bed to aim at.
35.
To join the likes of Bo Greaves, Robin Byrne and Denise Cassidy in the last 16.
24.
That one looked very inviting there for Viinikainen, but really caught the flight on the way through to the target. Katie Sheldon, an outside chance to keep the game alive, unable to do so. It's just not really happened consistently here for Sheldon. Viinikainen looking once again at the double four. This time it's for the win.
Yeah, she's been presented with chances in this one, Katie Sheldon. Kirsi Viinikainen has opened the door on a number of occasions, but this
Game
time
shot
she
and the match,
slams it
Kirsi
shut, her
Viinikainen.
finishing, leaving quite a bit to be desired throughout that match, but she'll have the opportunity to put that right as she marches on through to the last 16.
Whack some cream on it.